Kimberly from Are You Awakening? There's police activity outside, so we've got a little company here on our video. So today we're going to talk about rewiring the past with light. Now, what does that mean? Well, we're going to start with a past event, and I'm going to have you choose an event the last time you went out. Now, most of us are kind of stuck in our homes right now. We haven't ventured out as much as we normally do because of the pandemic. However, there's been a time that you've gone out, and I want you to choose an event where there were other people and things to see and things to interact with. Now, what we're going to do in that memory is we are going to blast it with energy. Okay, so we're going to revisit this memory and we're going to review it from a different perspective, right? When you're in the middle of something, you're driving your car or you're in the middle of a conversation, you are not picking up very much in your environment around you. So what we're going to do is we're going to revisit that memory. We're going to pick up some other things that you probably didn't barely even recognize were there. We're going to accentuate those good things, and then we're going to fill that shit with love. Seriously, it's like a shootout outside my door. We're doing it anyway. We're going to send them some damn love. All right. Now, let's start with finding an event in your past. That means that in Earth terms, it's already happened, which, as you know, isn't really true since everything is happening at once. But in linear terms, we're going to go to something that's already happened. Now that you found an event, I want you to just hang out. Sit down, close your eyes, relax, and I want you to relive that event in detail. Okay? So maybe you drove your car somewhere. Maybe you went to a restaurant and sat with a friend. And I want you to just lightly review your conversation. Did you feel good about it? Yes. Did you feel bad about it? If you did, swipe that. Swipe the bad parts out and focus again on something good. All right? I want you to keep looking for things that went right. Okay? I promise you they're there. There's never, ever, ever an occasion where every single thing went wrong. Even though the human ego might say differently, it's just simply not true. You are living on many levels. So you've got your 3D level that might see many things as wrong, but your 5D level up here is seeing things from a very different perspective, and it's good. So what we're doing is having you stretch up to that 5D level and start looking at things from there. So now that you're kind of in the scene and you're looking around a little bit, I want you to find a plant. There's got to be one in there somewhere. Really, got to be a plant somewhere. I don't care if it's someone's lawn. And if there isn't a plant, then just imagine one there. All right? All of life is just imagining, so sticking a plant in a scene is no big deal for you. You're a master creator. All right, now take that plant or the yard or a tree or whatever it is, and I just want you to focus on it just briefly. Appreciate it. It's pretty. That's a big tree, man, that's big, and I'd love to climb that, and whatever it would take for you to just feel a little bit better. That's what we're aiming at, to feel a little bit better, okay? Once you get a little bit friendly with the plant, I want you to take your focus and find an animal. It could be birds that are flying over. It could be a cat, at your friend's house. It could be a dog that you're petting. Now, me, I hang out with coyotes, so there's not a whole lot of petting, but we do hang out and interact in other ways. So if that's the case and you feel connected to an animal without needing to pet it or throw a ball, whatever that would be, I want you to interact with the animal until you feel better. So the animal's just going to be one step up from the plant, and that's because they can interact more with you, right? So after you've spent a little bit of time appreciating that animal, we're going to go to humans. All right, so you're going to find some humans. They're everywhere. You can't get away from them at this point, right? And I want you to focus on some humans. Now, if you run into any of those bad situations where a conversation or something happened where you don't feel so great about it, swipe it out of here, out of here. Keep indexing until you find something good. I like that person's shoes. Oh, we had a fun time. We had a great lunch. We had a good conversation, right? He looks healthy, whatever that would be. And so this is a step up from the animal in that there's conscious interaction as well on both parts, okay? So now that you've gotten pretty good at feeling good in the midst of this scene, now we're going to start sending some love. Now, what does that mean? Well, you're a ball of energy. That's what that means. And what you're basically doing is, remember down here in your 3D scene, you've got your solid bodies and your cup of coffee and cars zooming by. And in your 5D scene, you still have those things. They're not as solid probably, but what you do have is all of these things are represented with energy. Okay, so you are just going to feel the energy. Now, we as humans love to name things, put colors on them, label them, whatever. Make a color up that you love. Find a color that you love. For me, it's teal. I can't get enough of teal. So for me, my power color is teal. And that's what I choose to send love very often. Now that you've found your color, whatever that would be, I want you to imagine yourself in your truer form, which is a big damn ball of energy. Now, in the center of the ball of energy is what represents your heart. So we're going to start sending love from the center of that ball of energy, from your heart. And you can imagine yourself like this photo here, where you're just engulfing yourself in this color. It's coming out from your heart and it's engulfing you kind of like an egg. All right, now this is your force field o' love, and this is what you're going to use to blast everybody and everything in this scene. Yeah, you're going to blast them with love. Do they want it? They may not. It doesn't stop you from sending it, okay? It hangs out in that scene around those people, around those animals, around those plants, around the cars, around the cup of coffee, around every single thing in that scene, which is only made of energy, right? Your energy is going to blast it with love. So what does that do? Well, anytime you have energy that meets energy, they bond together and they make a third. Right? They make a combo of you and that is a third. And that third exists. It's a combination of you two. And this is how symbolic children are born, right? This is how children are born, is a combination of one and another together. Boom, baby, right? So symbolically, what you're doing is you are creating a bond with everything that you have sent out love to. That is cool shit. I'm sorry. That's cool shit. Okay? Now let's talk about the mechanics of this. Why would you even want to do this? Why would I want to go back to the past and do it? Well, since every possibility exists, right? You are actually going back to a scene in which you didn't really focus probably consciously on sending love, and now you're sending love to it. You're literally changing your past because you're moving timelines when you do this. All right? anytime there's a difference in energy anywhere, you're on a different timeline, right? You're changing the frequency of the entire scene by adding your love. So, you're putting things in a new light, right? Language is coded, it's all there. You're putting the whole scene in a new light. Now it gets really fun. Anybody else who goes back to that memory has the option of accessing your new scene with your new frequency. So what would that look like to someone else, right? What that would look like is they might remember you in a better light. They might say, you know what, I had fun with that person. That was really good. Now, always with free will, that person is going to have the choice, right? Do they remember the scene in a positive note or on a negative note? But you are giving them the option. Basically, you're lighting up more positivity to make that possibility more probable. Yeah. So you're giving them the chance to remember good things about your interaction. Now, do you have to interact with every single person? No, you don't. You can raise the frequency of that scene even for people who we would call background actors. They're not really background actors, but you're raising the frequency for every single piece of energy in that scene. Okay? Now, every single piece of energy in that scene is also connected to the collective. So you are literally changing the atmosphere of the collective when you do this. Do you see how powerful you are? I mean, seriously, you are literally learning how to change timelines. It's not hard. It's mechanics, okay? And the way to blast yourself through it is with love. Yeah? Wouldn't it be nice if people remembered you on a happy note and you went back to every scene that maybe wasn't as happy and you revisited it, picked out the happy things and, blasted a little love here and there? That's how you change your past. This isn't mumbo jumbo. I mean, this is neuro-linguistic programming. It's been around a long time. You're just learning how to use it in a different manner. You're taking out the psychology part and you're putting in the energy part, which is what you are anyway. So, that's some cool shit. That's all I have to say. I want you to know that I love you very dearly and all of you are part of me. So, I'm so thrilled that you're here on Earth with me at this time. And if you do have any questions, this is a little bit of a rabbit hole for some people. Let me know, because it's the beginning. We're dipping our toes into this quantum exploration. We're starting to realize that we are not limited to one world, right? We can literally change our past just as easily as we can change our future with that behavior. So, don't forget, always be yourself all the time. Love.